Hey, what's up guys, and today I'm going to be going over my Malice Mitsurugi deck profile. Malice Mitsurugi, it's certainly a unique combination. We've seen it start to pop up a little bit. At first I saw some people playing it in DB rated, then I saw it on like a DB Grinder channel because it was on DB rated, and then I saw some regional tops, I think like 2 or 3, and then I think this past weekend, 2 of them, at least 2, maybe more, topped the Italian Nationals. So the deck's actually seeing a decent amount of success. Not more than the regular Malice deck, obviously, but enough that it's like, I think it's worth looking into. But yeah, Malice Mitsurugi. The Mitsurugi cards are basically extenders, and when I get to the deck list, I go over like in depth the reasons why you would play the engine in the deck. But yeah, so how do they extend? Let's say you normal summon Dormouse. Dormouse effect, your Dormouse gets stopped. Before, obviously, you could go like link 1 into backup, link 1 into hair, but with your Mitsurugi cards, you can also go like link 1 into like Habakiri, for example. So let's say you have a Habakiri in hand, you can summon Habakiri effect, not summon it, that'd be crazy. Summon Saji, tribute Saji. Saji effect adds ritual spell. Depending on your ratios, you could add prayers, but just add ritual spell. Ritual summon from the deck, the Murakumo. And then Habakiri effects would search the prayers. And these lines kind of depend on what Mitsurugi cards you play, and I'll get more into that later. But this list just has the bare bones, like no Kusanagi, and like 1/1, etc. Yeah, here you have a couple options. You could like leave the film. We could like just link off for link 2. You could go prayers. I think you could go prayers like tribute the Murakumo, or you could also just go prayers like to summon. The safest play is probably just go like prayers, like tribute, add, summon, and then this summons is back, you know. So the prayers adds this, Murakumo summons itself back out, adding like another prayers, and then you have like Haggard Lizard like line, something like that. There are a bunch of different variations, like Haggard Lizard banish the Dormouse. There are a bunch of different variations of stuff you can do. It's very like not just like a set combo, depends on your hand. And this definitely looks worse than the normal one, but like I said, it just depends on your hand. And like prayers is the same thing, obviously. So yeah, the deck list. Malice Mitsurugi. Why would you play the Mitsurugi cards in Malice? Well, obviously they're extenders. Going first, I'm gonna be honest, it's a worse extender than backup. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's better. Like in that scenario, it's like Dormouse plus Habakiri. If my Habakiri, let's say like, or they ash my Saji, or like Habakiri, well then I'm just like destroyed. I can't continue playing, right? But if I go like special backup and they ash backup, you just continue playing. You just go link 2, link 3, and play Yu-Gi-Oh! So like going first, it's definitely weaker into some interaction, but the difference is going second, it's much stronger. Like obviously, because backup requires you to have a body on field, where Habakiri doesn't. Like Habakiri, like I said, well I don't think I said it, but Habakiri doesn't use a resource, doesn't use a normal summon, doesn't require anything to be in play. You just use the effect. So the Mitsurugi cards are just very good, like standalone. And this deck has the problem going second. Like obviously, Detonator is a really good card versus deck. Murakumo, like board wipe, is not bad either. You can really struggle, but the Mitsurugi cards I think do help with that quite a bit, which is nice. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is better than regular Malice, but I was bored, so I wanted to look into it. Anywho, for the deck list, you have the 2 Underground, Terraforming, Gold Sark, 3 Prayers, 3 Habakiri, 2 Dormouse, and 2 Rabbit. These are like your quote-unquote your starters. 14, which gives you 90% ratio, 90% chance of seeing at least one, which is really good. Technically, Habakiri and Prayers don't get you to Malice Engine. They can kind of get you to Malice Engine, but if you played certain cards, which I will talk about later, but I think it's fine if they don't get you to Malice Engine. But yeah, 2 hair and 1 backup. The reason I'm playing less like extenders, less backup and less hair, is because I added 6 extenders to my deck. I added 3 prayers, I added 3 Habakiri. So because I added extenders, I wanted to cut extenders, right? Because I didn't want to play too much engine. Like, you don't need to draw like 4 or 5 engine cards, like that is OD. And backup to 1 because it is one of the worst extenders in your deck going second. Going first, backup's really crazy, but going second, it can be a bit fragile, so definitely compared to the Habakiri, so it had to get cut, unfortunately. Hair is definitely better going second, and I think I kind of wanted to access it too for like the grind game, but you can make one with the grind game work, but it's definitely better to draw going second than the backup. 1 wizard, 1 mouse, a chessy cat, 1 MTP. I'm not playing another cat. Also, I'm not maining mouse in the mirror. The reason I'm not maining mouse in the mirror is that it's not really necessary for any of your like combo lines. And as you see here, like I added 3 bricks to my deck, right? So I didn't want to play more bricks, and because it's not necessary, I think it's fine. You still would side mouse in the mirror because you do want to verse Lancia, you do want to verse Meow sometimes, you know. When you're getting hit by the floodgate hand traps, having mouse in the mirror is going to be really helpful. But I decided for this variant, I did not want to main deck it. I'm a very big like anti-brick kind of guy. I like to play as few bricks as possible, so this is what like I'm trying out. Also, I want to say I have not tested this deck extensively at all, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you play mouse in the mirror in the main deck still. Maybe you play multiple backup. I don't know. This is just what I think is like might be the way. 1, as I mentioned, the bricks, 1 ritual, 1 Murakumo, and 1 Saji. No Kusanagi. Kusanagi is another option you can play. If you play Kusanagi, then you can actually make prayers in Habakiri into a 1-card zombie vampire, which is pretty cool. Because that means zombie vampire like can get definitely hit can hit an engine card, which is not bad. But you can maybe zombie vampire hit Dormouse, Rabbit, or like backup. But it's kind of a little sus, I can't lie. But yeah, I just didn't want to play the extra brick, and I thought the consistency might be still fine without it, so I decided not to play Kusanagi. But if you want that option for zombie vampires, then you can certainly play that. And for the non-engine, triple Joel, triple Fua, 1 Perulia, Ash, Impulse, Impermanent Tactics. Some people have not been a fan of like Molcharmies in Malice, and I get that. I honestly do. I've seen so many games where like the Malice player is going second, they Molcharmy like Raizo, and they just lose the game, you know, or something like that. But I think in the Mitsurugi variant, it's like more fine because the Mitsurugi engine's like better going second. So if you draw like Mitsurugi cards and you like Molcharmy them, they end on Detonator, well then you can just out it like relatively easily. So I think it's pretty chill there. Let you force some of the interaction, you know, not bad. For the extra deck, it's pretty standard. A Hard Scripter, a Red Ransom, a White Binder, out of order. Link Spider, a Link Disciple, Link Revo, Cyber's Wicked, Haggard. Haggard's really cool because you're playing Reptile, so you can like, while you're comboing, you could potentially like, Haggard banish like a Saji or something to get like, just try to get like a draw during your combo. So it's like pretty cool there. Not really that relevant though. Splash Mage, Dark Charmer. Dark Charmer is a little more relevant because these are also darks. SP, Access Code, Firewall, and Bomber, and Ally Code Talker. Also with Dark Charmer, if you summon like an opponent's Saji or like Aramasa, well, that gets you to like your Mitsurugi engine kind of. So pretty like cool interactions there, I guess. And then yeah, like I mentioned before, Malice in the Mirror, I would definitely at least side it. I don't think you'd main deck it, but it's an option. Kusanagi, like zombie vampire, same thing. Not same thing, but like I don't think it's worth it, but you can mess around with it if you want. Another option you can mess around with that I saw a list that topped the regional do is they played pre-prep and they played mirror instead of Kusanagi. And basically this just let them make zombie vampire because you go like ritual summon the Mirakumo or whatever, or the Habakiri, or the Mirakumo, let's say. Let's just summon Mirakumo. And then your Habakiri adds the mirror, and then you mirror summon back to Habakiri, Mirakumo effect, add spell and trap, and then you have 2 level 8s on the board for zombie vampire, which is pretty cool. And so basically you would play the mirror instead of the Kusanagi, which is like, mirror is arguably a better brick. It's like really close though, to be honest, I can't lie. But yeah. Also with the Kusanagi thing, I misspoke earlier. You would actually want like the Aramasa too, but like I don't want to play these cards in my deck, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to play any of these cards, and I thought the consistency was still fine. I think if you do decide to play like one of these options, you should also look into adding IP into your extra deck so you have like more lines if you only have Mitsurugi cards. But yeah, anywho, that is it. That is my take on Malice Mitsurugi. Like I said, I don't think this is the best way to play the deck. Play Malice. And I haven't really tested this like that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've been testing it every day for 8 weeks, because I just haven't. But this is how I would like look into playing the deck. I might end up going to playing it. I'm not gonna test it really like much like anymore because I'm focused on other stuff. I'm focused on Duelist Advance. But yeah. Anywho, that was it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more.